Good day! Ngayon magkakaroon tayo ng panibagong lesson. Pero bago yon, again, please follow me on my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you! So proceed na tayo sa ating lesson 7, which is about the real numbers. Okay, ano nga ba ang real numbers? So dito sa ating lesson ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng rational, irrational, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, at counting. So, iisa-isahin natin yan sa ating lesson ngayon. So, when we said real numbers, it comprises of any number that you can think of or use in everyday life. It is the compilation of all types of numbers. Each real number represents a unique number along the number line. On the real number line, a point corresponds for every real number and a real number corresponds for every point. Like this one. So, meron tayong diagram tungkol o pag-i-illustrate kung paano ba talaga related ang bawat uri ng real numbers sa bawat isa. So, I have here the Venn diagram of the real number system. So, pagpalagay natin na ang green oval na ito or round shape ay ang real numbers. Real numbers have two types. The first is the rational numbers and the second one is the irrational numbers. And then, yung irrational numbers, wala siyang ibang uri or wala siyang ibang type. Kapag sinabing irrational numbers, yun yung mga numbers na hindi natatapos at hindi rin nauulit. O yung mga decimal number na hindi natatapos, hindi nauulit. Halimbawa, 1.2345678 or 1.22222. So, yun yung halimbawa ng irrational numbers. Ang rational numbers naman ay may iba-iba ding types. First is yung integers. And then, next is the whole numbers. And the last is the natural numbers. So, let's talk about the set of real numbers one by one. So, again, real numbers. Ano nga ba ang real numbers? Real numbers, rational and irrational numbers together are called real numbers. Real numbers can be arranged in increasing or decreasing order. It would be easy to do this by expressing first all the real numbers in the same form. Okay, balik tayo sa set of real numbers. Again, real numbers have two types. The first is the rational number or represented as Q, while real numbers is represented as R. So ano ba ang rational numbers? Rational numbers, these are the numbers that can be expressed as a quotient A over B, which is A is the numerator and B is the denominator of two integers provided that B is not equal to 0. Again, ang rational number, nire-represent siya or quotient siya ng A over B. Basta ang B o ang denominator ay hindi equal sa 0. So for example, or here are the examples of rational numbers: 2/3 or 2 over 3, 4.35, 0, -8, 5 over 4, 5 and 1/6, square root of 36, and positive 14. So lahat po ito ay examples o tinatawag na rational numbers. Next, proceed tayo sa pangalawang type ng real number, which is the irrational numbers. So what is irrational numbers? Irrational numbers, these are numbers that cannot be expressed as a quotient of two integers. It includes the non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. Their exact values cannot be expressed as either terminating or repeating decimals. However, you can use a calculator to find their decimal approximation. Numbers whose roots cannot be extracted are not the only irrational numbers. So here are example of irrational numbers. So for example, this is called as pi, or this symbol is pi, is an irrational number which is approximately 3.14, 15, 926, and so on, or 925 and so on. So for example, o halimbawa ng mga irrational numbers, pi, dahil ang value ng pi ay hindi natatapos or walang katapusan, 5.196154423 and so on. Square root of 5. Kung ikakalculate nyo ang value ng square root of 5, so hindi rin nyo natatapos. And negative square root of 12. Bakit kabilang ang negative square root of 12 sa irrational number? Dahil walang value ang negative square root. Iyon ay tinatawag na imaginary number. Again, lahat ng square root na may negative sa unahan, iyon ay tinatawag nating irrational or imaginary number. Next, proceed tayo sa types ng rational numbers. So, meron tayong dalawang types ng rational numbers. The first is non-integer rational numbers. So, ano ba yung non-integer rational numbers? Non-integer rational numbers, or the set of rational numbers consisting of fractions and decimals. So, ito yung mga halimbawa ng non-integer. 1/2, 2.5, 3/8, 0.5. So, kapag sinabing non-integer, iyon yung mga fractions at yung mga decimal numbers. Next is the integers. When we said integers, or Z, that is the set of rational numbers commonly called as the positive integers, their opposites, and 0. So, ito yung mga halimbawa ng integers. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So, pwede din siyang negative 5, negative 10, at pwede din siyang 7, 9. Iyon yung mga tinatawag nating integers. Ngayon, ang integers ay nahahati sa dalawa. Una, yung negative numbers. So, ano ba yung mga negative numbers? Negative numbers, these are the numbers with negative sign. So, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and so on. Kahit yung negative 100, iyon ay halimbawa din ng negative numbers. Next kind of integer is the whole numbers. So, kung merong negative numbers, meron namang whole number or W. Ano ba yung whole numbers? These are the numbers consisting of the set counting numbers and 0. So, kapag sinabing counting numbers, iyon yung ginagamit natin sa pagbibilang. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So, iyon yung mga halimbawa ng whole numbers. So, ngayon, proceed tayo. Ang whole numbers naman ay nahahati din sa dalawa. The first is 0. So, kapag sinabing 0, automatic iyon yung 0 na value. And then, the last is the natural numbers. So, bukod sa 0, ang whole number ay meron din tinatawag na natural number o yung tinatawag nating natural or counting numbers. Counting numbers. These are the numbers that we use in counting. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. This set is also called as the set of positive whole numbers, and the set does not include 0. Kasi kapag nagbibilang naman tayo, hindi tayo nagsisimula sa 0. Palagi siyang sa 1. So, ang 0 ay hindi kabilang sa counting numbers, pero under siya ng whole numbers. Note, the three dots called ellipses indicate that the pattern continues indefinitely. So, kapag may nakita kayong tatlong dots, iyon yung tinatawag nating ellipses. Ibig sabihin, pwede pa madugtungan yung given numbers natin sa loob ng set. Okay, i-recall natin ang set of real numbers. Again, real numbers have two different sign or type, sorry, that is, o those are the rational numbers and the irrational numbers. Kapag sinabing irrational numbers, those are called as imaginary numbers or decimals with non-terminating and non-repeating. Kapag naman rational numbers, ito ay may iba-iba ding types or kinds. So, first is the non-integer rational numbers. Kapag sinabing non-integer, iyon yung mga fraction at decimal. Kapag naman sinabing integers, iyon ay kinabibilangan ng negative numbers, whole numbers, zero, at natural numbers. And then, yung whole numbers, pwede siyang zero at pwede din siyang counting numbers or natural numbers. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ang rational numbers ay maraming conditions or maraming types. So, pwede dyan ang integers, pwede ang non-integer or yung fraction decimal, pwede ang negative numbers, pwede din ang whole numbers, zero, at counting or natural numbers. So, lahat po ito ay mga halimbawa ng natural or ng rational numbers. And then, yung rational at irrational ay under ng real numbers. So, lahat po ito ay types ng real numbers. Okay, let's have example number 1. Arrange the following real numbers in increasing order. Kapag sinabing increasing order, from lowest to highest. So, kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayo ditong iba-ibang uri ng numbers. First is negative number, which is the negative 4. The second one is 5.8, which is under siya ng decimal. Next is negative 1/2, fraction, square root of 50, 4 and 2 over 5, and the square root of 36. So, kailangan i-arrange natin ang bawat numbers o ang mga halimbawa ng real numbers na yan in increasing order nang hindi natin kailangan gamitan ng number line. Okay, let's have the solution. Express all the given real numbers in decimal form will be helpful. So, i-convert natin lahat ng given kanina sa decimal number or decimal form para malaman natin o madali nating i-arrange from lowest to highest. So, eto yung mga conversions. Negative 4 will be negative 4 pa rin. 0.00. Lagyan natin ng 0.00 para pare-pareho silang nasa nearest hundreds. Negative 1/2 is equal to negative 0.50. Next, 4 and 2/5 is equal to 4.40. So, again, i-calculate nyo kung hindi nyo kayang i-convert into decimal ng mano-mano. So, 5.8, iyon pa rin yung given natin kanina. And then, square root of 50 will be 7.07. And square root of 36, since sakto siya, so isusulat lang natin 6. Pwede natin siyang 6 or pwedeng 6.00. Therefore, we can arrange the real numbers in increasing order as, so ano ba yung pinakamaliit na number sa given? Paano natin malalaman yung pinakamaliit na number? Una nating titingnan yung mga negative numbers dahil palaging mas mataas ang positive numbers sa negative numbers. Okay, meron tayo ditong dalawang negative number. So ngayon, tingnan natin alin ba ang mas mababa o mas mababa ang value. Square root of 0.50 or square root of 4. Sa negative numbers, ang mas mababa ang value ay yung mas mataas. So, dito, ang pinakamababang value ay negative 4. So, susundan na siya ng negative, nung isa pang negative number, and then, pataas na yung value. Therefore, the arrangement of the given numbers are negative 4, so ito yon. And then, susundan siya ng negative 1/2, since negative din yung value niya. And then, since tapos na tayo sa negative, proceed na tayo sa positive. So, ang kasunod ng negative 0.50 ay yung may pinakamababa ng number sa positive. So, iyon yung 4.40. So, iyon, isusulat natin ang 4 and 2/5. And then, susundan siya ng 5.8 and then square root of 36 which is equal sa 6 and then the greatest number or the highest number is square root of 50, which is equal naman sa 7.07. So, ganyan tayo mag-a-arrange ng real numbers in increasing order. Iko-convert muna lahat sa decimal form, and then, titingnan alin ang negative, alin ang positive. Tandaan, kung sa positive number, automatic, mas malaking number ay iyon yung pinakamataas. Kapag naman sa negative number, kung ano yung mas malaking number, iyon yung pinakamababa. Halimbawa, alin ang mas mababa? Negative 100 o negative 10? So, since ang negative 100, halimbawa, mas malaki yung utang mo na 100. Ibig sabihin, iyon yung mas mababa. Negative 100 is less than negative 10. Okay, let's have example number 2. Arrange the following real numbers in decreasing order. So, kung kanina ay pataas, ngayon i-arrange natin yung real numbers pababa or from highest to lowest. So, 9 over 7, negative 4 thirds or negative 4 over 3, negative 1.65, square root of 2, 0, and 4.25. Okay, so i-convert natin ang given numbers into decimal form. So let's have our solution. Again, let us convert them into decimal form. So, yung 9.7 ay magiging 1.285 and so on. Again, gumamit ng calculator para sure tayo sa sagot. And then, yung given pa rin, isusulat lang natin since nakadecimal siya. Negative 1.65. And then, yung given na 0, negative 4 thirds is equal to negative 1.333 and so on. Square root of 2 is equal to 1.41, and the last one is 3 halves or 3 over 2 is equal to 1.5. Okay, so i-arrange na natin yung given numbers. Ano yung negative numbers? So, iyon yung negative 1.65 at negative 1.333 and so on. So, alin yung may mas mataas na number? Iyon yung uunahin natin. Ay, sorry. Since we are talking about decreasing, ano yung muna yung may pinakamalaking number? So, yung pinakamalaking number, iyon yung whole number. Ito ba yung 1.2, 1.4, o 1.5? And then, susundan na natin siya ng mga numbers pababa. So, therefore, the list of real numbers in decreasing order is, uunahin natin yung 3 halves dahil ang value na ay 1.5. And then, susundan ng square root of 2 dahil ang 1.5 ay malapit sa 1.41. And then, 9 over 7, which is equal to 1.285 and so on. And then, next is 0. And then, natira yung dalawang negative numbers. So, sa dalawang negative numbers, ang una nating isusulat ay yung may maliit na conversion. So, that is negative 1.333 and so on. So, isulat natin ang negative 4 over 3 and then kahulihan ang negative 1.65. So, ito na yung arrangement in decreasing order. Let's have example number 3. 4 students divide the pizza that they bought after class. Represent the part that could be receiving or received by each member using real number. So, meron daw 4 na estudyante na naghati-hati sa pizza na binili nila pagkatapos ng klase. So, i-represent daw natin ang bawat part sa o gamit ang real number. So, let's have the answer. So, since meron tayong 4 na estudyante at ang pizza ay nahati sa 4, ibig sabihin, ang bawat isa sa kanila ay dapat na makatanggap ng pizza. So, that will be 1/4 in fraction. Dahil isa sa kanila dapat ay mapapabilang dun sa 4 parts ng pizza. So, 1/4. So, each member will receive 1 part of the whole pizza which has been divided into 4. So, ganyan lang tayo magre-represent ng real numbers kapag meron tayong given situations. Another example. In an election for classroom officers, 11 students declared as winners. They were 60 students in the class. Represent the part of officers to the whole class using real numbers. So sabi dyan, sa election daw ng classroom officers, meron, merong mga na-elect na o may nanalo sa election na 11 students out of 60. So, i-represent natin ang 11 students out of 60 sa fraction. So the answer is 11 over 60 because out of 60 students, may 11 na nanalong students sa classroom of officers. So since 11 out of 60 students are the classroom officers. Okay, ganun lamang kadali ang pagre-represent ng given situation sa fractions. So there are many problems involving real numbers that can be solved using the model approach. The following steps are suggested in solving problems. First, read and understand the problem. Kasi kapag hindi nyo naiintindihan ang problem, hindi nyo siya mai-represent using the real numbers. So kailangan naiintindihan nyo ano ba yung situation sa given problem. Second, draw a sketch to visualize the problem. So kung naintindihan nyo na yung topic or yung situation ng problem, i-draw nyo siya na halimbawa ay related sa fraction or sa decimal para mas madali nyo ma-visualize paano nyo ba sasagutan yung given problem. Third, identify the operations that will be used. So kapag alam nyo na yung situation at na-sketch nyo na, ngayon, kailangan nyo nang alamin ano ba yung mga operations na kailangan gawin. It's either addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. 4. Answer the question asked. And the last one, check the answer if they satisfy all the conditions given in the problem. Okay, let's have last example. There are 60 students in a class. 3/5 of them are girls. How many girls are there? How many boys? So, meron tayong dalawang question. Sabi dyan, sa isang klase, merong 60 students. And then, 3/5 daw ng klase ay mga babae. So, since ang denominator natin dito ay 5, ibig sabihin, i-represent natin yung 60 students o yung isang buong klase sa 5. So, pwede tayong mag-drawing ng rectangle like this one. And then, hatiin natin yung rectangle sa 5 parts. So, yung 5 parts, since nakalagay dyan ay 3/5, ito daw 3/5 na ito. So, shinada natin siya ng gray. Itong 3/5 na ito ay nagre-represent sa girls. So, labelan natin siya as 3/5. So, yung natira na dalawang parts ng, ng 5 parts, iyon naman yung magre-represent sa boys. So, let us represent it as 2/5. Bakit siya naging 2/5? Dahil ang boys o ang portion ng boys ay 2 out of 5. So, ganito natin visualize yung ating problem. 3/5 ng students ay girls and 2/5 ay boys. So, alamin na natin ilan ba o gaano ba karami ang girls sa klase ng 60 students at ilan ang boys. So, let's have our solution. So, 1/5 times 60. So, kailangan alamin natin ilan ba ang katumbas ng bawat isa sa 60 students. So, represent natin ng 1/5. So, 1/5 times 60. Ang gagawin natin, ita-times natin ang 1/5 sa 60 or i-divide natin yung 60 sa 5. So, ganito yon. And then, i-divide natin. So, 60 divided by 5. Yung 60, since masyado siyang malaking number sa 5, pwede nating hatiin. So, gagawin muna natin siyang 6. Ilang 5 meron sa 6? So, 6 divided by 5 is 1. And then, let us multiply 1 times 5. The answer is 5. So, yung 6, ima-minus na natin sa 5. So, 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. And then, since hindi kayang i-divide ang 1 sa 5, let us bring down 0. Again, binabalang natin yung 0 na nandito sa taas ng ng 60 or ng given. So that will become 10. So let us now divide 10 by 5 is equal to 2. And then 2 times 5 is equal to 10. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. So wala na tayong remainder. So 1/5 times 60 is equal to 12. Ginamitan lang natin siya ng simple division. Okay, so ang bawat isa o bawat part nung rectangle na dinrawing natin kanina ay nagre-represent sa 12 students. So, 3 times 12 is equal to 36. Saan natin nakuha yung 3? Yung 3, nakuha natin siya sa 3/5. So, 3 times 12, yung 12 na nakuha natin kanina. So, 3 times 12 is equal to 36. And then, yung 2/5 kanina, kinuha natin yung 2. So, 2 times 12 is equal to 24. Dahil again, ang bawat isa ay nagre-represent sa 12 students. So, therefore, there are 36 girls and there are 24 boys. The class consists of 36 girls and 24 boys with a total of 60 students. Okay, so let us now summarize what we have learned in this lesson. There are two kinds of real numbers, and those are the rational and irrational numbers. Rational numbers consist of non-integer rational numbers which are classified as the fractions and decimals. Kapag naman sinabing integers, those are the negative numbers and positive or whole numbers. Under naman ng whole numbers, meron tayong zero and natural or counting numbers. So ngayon, pinag-usapan natin ang iba-ibang uri ng real numbers at kung paano ba natin nagagamit ang real numbers sa real-life situations. So sana ay may natutunan kayo sa ating lesson ngayon. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or suggestions, feel free to comment below. Enjoy learning mathematics. God bless us all!